Hi everyone. So in this video, we'll look at what we can expect from the small cap index in the coming few days and few weeks, and also how the data is looking like. So first, what we'll do, we'll look at the March 2023 data and see what happened there. So this was March of 2023, wherein we had a pretty decent dip from a level of 9,500 to 8,700, almost an 8% kind of a dip, and then very strong accumulation came in, and then we had a very strong rally. Almost we doubled on that index, and now we have fallen almost 15% from the top here, right? And now, especially today, there is pretty decent data that has come in, right? So what we'll do, we'll look at the data of both the years. So what I've done, I have taken into account only those trading days. So in 2023, what happened was the accumulation came in at the end, right? So it was at the end that the very strong accumulation came in, and then after that we saw a very strong rally. But here this time around, what was happening was the accumulation was anyways quite low compared to the previous year, right? You can see these bars, orange bars, are much lower than the light blue bars. But now all of a sudden today, the orange bar is like extremely high, very similar to the levels that we see in March and last year, right? So if very good accumulation comes in even tomorrow, right, and then there is some kind of a reversal candle. So reversal candle is very important. Until and unless that kind of comes in, it is very difficult. Although in yesterday's video I told you that we can make this inverse head and shoulders, but that didn't happen. So the next possibility is it has come down to the second support around this level, right? So around this level, even you have the 30 WMA support as well, which is like a pretty decent support. Usually it does not break on the very first instance. So in this case, what we can do is we can do an shoulder like this, bigger head, and then another shoulder. So this shoulder can go up to even 15,000 or even 15,600 levels. Only time will tell that. But as of now, looking at the accumulation, very strong accumulation, probably tomorrow itself we can reverse, have a hammer or some kind of a reversal candlestick or something like this as well. Or else, in the worst to worst case scenario, if the same kind of accumulation comes in above that or near to the 200 mark, then what will happen is big guys are pushing in money, wherein the retail investors are panicking and getting out, very similar to what we saw here, wherein retail investors kind of panicked and they exited in March of last year. But this time, instead of doing the same thing again, right, because it would be very predictable, they have done it around the March 15 level is what I feel. And after this, if there is a reversal coming in tomorrow, we can surely expect a bounce. Most probably it will come in tomorrow, or in the worst case scenario, very strong accumulation should happen tomorrow as well. Probably we will bounce on Friday. So looking at the data, looking at the current this thing, so even yesterday I had told you that there is pretty decent accumulation, because if you see the orange candle, that this was higher than most of the days, but this is quite comparable with what happened last year, right? So this makes my conviction very strong that this kind of accumulation usually results in some kind of a bounce in the market, and after that the distribution might come, it might not come, that only time will tell. But as of now, we are very close to a bottom, and if we see a reversal tomorrow, this should reverse, right? So probably if you start seeing a reversal, because this is like a very strong support, the 30 WMA, you should see a bounce coming in. And also, most of the retail investors would have panicked and booked out of the market looking at this. And also, it can be a tax thing wherein they kind of transfer those shares to someone else, kind of book a little loss also, so that they pay lesser tax. That is also done most of the times. So that can also be a reason why there was such a big dip that came in. And usually such dip flushes out all the weak hands, and you usually see a pretty decent pullback in the small and even the broader market, right? So if you look at even the mid cap index, it is also at very decent support, although it is pretty far from the 30 WMA line, but still it is at a decent support wherein we can expect a bounce coming in there as well. Nifty, although was continuously holding on to this particular level, but it has broken down, and currently from this level, if you draw a horizontal trend line, somewhere around this level there is support. So all the three indices are around the support area. Tomorrow maybe there might be a panic dip in the initial few hours just to shake out those remaining weak hands before they kind of push it back up again, or else sometimes because the fall was so bad, almost 5.5%, sometimes we can even open a little higher and continue moving up as well. Only tomorrow 9:30 9:45 will tell us what is going to happen, but looking at all this, especially the data, it gives a confirmation that there is going to be a bounce coming in. The big guys have gone out and have done some shopping today. Hope this helps. And in case anyone wants to understand this data, right, you can always ping me for the details, and I'll let you know how to learn this particular method, how I was able to predict it at the bottom around that 8,000 levels, 8,700 levels on the small cap index, and I called out for a buy. How around these levels I was very cautious because the data was very weak around these levels, and then the drop came in, and after this drop, how the data is showing very strong accumulation. Right, hope this helps. Thank you.